The number one thing you can do if you're thinking about buying a home in the next year or 2 or 3 or 4 is to start making your credit score the absolute best it can be. Also, you want to start saving up for a down payment, but today we're going to focus on how to make sure your credit is the best it can be and why. So, once a year, you can get a free copy of your credit report from all 3 of the major credit bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Go online, get a free copy of your report, and make sure it's accurate. Make sure there isn't anything on the report that's incorrect or wrong. Also, make sure that you haven't had any identity theft happening, because that can really lower your score. Once you get a copy of the reports and you work with the credit bureaus individually to make sure that they're all accurate, then the next thing to do is to think about steps you can take in your daily life that's going to boost your score. And this takes time. So it's never too early to start looking and planning and doing all you can to boost your credit score. Most home buyers find that if they have a credit score above 580, they're going to qualify for some type of mortgage loan. There are other considerations such as your debt and income ratios, but 580 is the tipping point. Also, when you reach about 620, that's another tipping point where you may be able to get better loan terms. And above 740 is another tipping point where you're going to get usually the best mortgage loan terms available. But anything you can do to increase your credit score is going to be worth it for so many reasons, not just for help buying a home, but also if you're financing other things like a car. Lenders are going to check your credit. Do keep in mind that whenever you open a new line of credit, it does often cause your score to go down. So if you're about to buy a home, avoid opening a new line of credit. So once you've reached out to these 3 companies, you've looked it up online, you've found that it's free at least once a year to go in and look at your credit report, and you've made sure everything is accurate. There's a few other things you can think about. You could also look up online credit score simulators. And there are simulators that will help you play around with, what if I pay this off, or I do this, or I do that, how will it boost my score? Some things to keep in mind are paying. Of course, you need to pay any bills that are due on time every month. That's number one, that's critical. Pay your bills on time, don't pay them late. This is really important. If you want to buy a home one day and you're a first-time potential home buyer, pay your bills on time. But also there's the notion of revolving credit versus paying off, say, a credit card every month. If you only make the minimum payment every month, certainly do that. It's better than nothing. If you can pay off the card every month and not have revolving credit, that's going to be even better. Another thing to try to keep in mind is when you have, say, a credit card, is to not use more than 1/3 of the amount that they're willing to give you in credit. So for instance, if your credit card company is willing to let you put $3,000 worth of charges on your card, it's best not to go over about $1,000 on that card. Keeping the limits lower and not maxing them out is going to help your credit. Some other things that can help your credit, Experian has a tool that they call Experian Boost. And what it does, it's really intended, I believe, for renters who have not been making mortgage payments every month, and that can be helping their credit. Instead, they're making rental payments, right? You're probably paying off your cell phone on time every month. You're paying your electric bill on time every month. You're paying your water bill on time every month. You can connect your bank, like your checking account, your bank statement, where you're making these payments out of, to Experian Boost, and they will check and confirm that you have been paying your bills on time, and that can help boost your credit score by, I've heard, up to 30 points, which is not insignificant. So that's something else, Experian Boost, to research and look into. Every time you can get your credit score up, it's going to be beneficial in so many ways. So Experian Boost is worth looking into as well. Now, let's talk about when you have a credit score, what that means for you in the mortgage and the lending process. So if you want to buy a home, You're going to talk with me, and I'm going to connect you with a local, reputable mortgage broker who is responsible and understands our local market and our timelines and our contracts. And they're going to check your credit score and your debt to income ratio. So that means add up all the debt that you have, all the monthly payments that you have, and your income that you have coming in every month from any and all verifiable sources. Usually this is going to be from your employer, your paycheck stubs. And the goal there is to have not more than about 43% debt to income ratio. About 43% is the max that most lenders want to see. Now, if your credit is really, really good, maybe you can stretch that a little bit higher. I mean, if your credit, is that what I said? If your credit is really good, maybe you can get that a little higher. If your credit is lower, they're going to want to see the DTI or debt to income ratio even a little bit lower. So credit score, debt to income ratio, and down payment. How much of a down payment do you have saved up? That's also something that's going to be important. A lot of people think they need more of a down payment than they do. Most home buyers can get into a new home and get a loan for a 3% of the purchase price towards their down payment. 3% purchase price down payment. Having more may get you better loan terms, just like having a higher credit score may get you better loan terms. And what do I mean by loan terms? Things like your interest rate may be a bit lower the higher your down payment and the higher your credit score. So it's never too early to start working on your credit, and it's never too early to start saving up for a down payment. Go ahead and reach out to me or leave a message below. Send us a direct message here. Give me a call, email. Let me know if you're thinking about buying a home, even if it's not for a couple of years, because there are things we could be doing now, things we should be doing right now to plan ahead. Things like boosting your credit score takes time, takes months and months, sometimes years to get your credit score where you want it to be. I will say, don't wait any longer than you have to. I am a real estate professional, so of course I am biased, but I am a huge proponent and advocate of home ownership. Pay yourself every month instead of paying a landlord. Invest in yourself. So if you are fortunate enough to be in a position where you can get a mortgage loan and you can make buying a home happen, if you are fortunate enough to be in that position, do it. The best time to invest in real estate was yesterday. The second best time is today. Don't wait. If you can make it happen, start investing in yourself now. You'll be so glad you did. I'm here for any real estate questions. I'm Judy Jernigan with Sage+Grace.